Have you ever sensed the pressure of someone's hidden agenda bearing down on you, as if their deceptions could suffocate your resolve? They believe their betrayals will leave you powerless, that their cunning will ensnare you in a web too tight to break free from. But here you remain, resilient and unbroken, as their own twisted plans begin to fall apart. What they failed to foresee was the inevitability of their downfall, the ripple effect of their choices closing in on them. Now, let's dismantle their missteps and expose the cracks in their carefully crafted facade. They lurked in the shadows, their gaze sharp with jealousy, hearts twisted in bitterness like snakes ready to strike. The moment your brilliance broke through the confines of their limited expectations, you became their prey. They couldn't bear the way your light eclipsed their own, how effortlessly you claimed the attention and space they believed was theirs alone. Your very existence challenged the small world they had built, and in their resentment, they plotted to dim what they could never fully understand or control. And so their scheme unfolded, spinning a tangled web of deceit designed to trap you in its threads. They spread venomous whispers, sowing doubt and turning friends into foes, stirring discord wherever your name was mentioned. Every look cast your way brimmed with the weight of their jealousy, and they delighted in the fantasy of your downfall. But they overlooked one critical flaw. They mistook your strength for fragility. They assumed their poison would seep into your core and snuff out the fire that burned so brightly, the very fire that threatened their own dim light. In their frantic attempts to bring you down, they never paused to consider the strength of your foundation. They believed they could suffocate you, unaware that you are far more resilient than they imagined. What they failed to realize is that you are the kind of seed that thrives in the shadows, nourished by the very darkness they sought to drown you in. With every blow, you grew stronger, your roots deeper. They underestimated the power within you, the force that not only survives, but flourishes in the face of adversity. They only saw the surface, blind to the strength that coursed through you beneath. Their error was in believing they could command your fate, convinced that their slander could tarnish your name and that their lies would coil around your reputation like chains, tightening until you were silenced. But you are no fragile being, no delicate soul to be shackled or shattered. What they failed to see was your unbreakable spirit, a force too fierce to be subdued by mere deceit. You were never theirs to control, and with every attempt, you only rose higher, free from their grasp. When they hurled mud at you, they never foresaw the storm brewing on the horizon. The chaos they sought to unleash spiraled beyond their grasp, and the mess they intended to smear on you clung to them instead. In their effort to soil your name, they only revealed the depths of their own corruption. The dirt they stirred up, meant to tarnish your reputation, became a mirror, reflecting the ugliness of their own deeds for all to see. The storm they thought would destroy you became the very tempest that exposed them. They laid traps in your path, but now those snares sit empty, their jaws wide open, waiting for a victim that will never arrive. Blinded by their own arrogance, they failed to consider that their schemes would not weaken you, but fuel your rise. Each attempt to tear you down became a tool for your growth. Every strike they thought would shatter you was instead the hammer against the anvil, forging your strength and sharpening your resolve. What they intended for your downfall became the very fire that tempered you into something far more powerful than they could ever imagine. They could never have predicted that the very hatred they directed at you would become the fuel for your rise. In their attempts to snuff out your light, they unknowingly stoked the fire within you, causing it to blaze even brighter. Their efforts to diminish you only backfired, feeding your strength and propelling you forward. Every ounce of negativity they threw your way became the spark that ignited your relentless drive, transforming their spite into the power that now lifts you beyond their reach. Now they stand amidst the wreckage of their own creation, consumed by the very fire they sought to kindle beneath you. The lies they wove have tightened around them like a noose, and they choke on the chaos they once unleashed. The world now sees them for what they truly are, their desperate attempts to destroy you, exposed as nothing more than acts of fear and fragility. In trying to weaken you, they revealed their own vulnerability, and the ruins they hoped would mark your downfall have become a monument to their failure. They misjudged the depth of your power, blinded by their own frailty. They believed you were like them, fragile, easily broken, and just as easily discarded. but you are not of their kind. You are chosen, forged from a force far greater than their small minds could ever grasp. In their arrogance, they thought they could bury you, but what they failed to understand is that you are not something that can be hidden or silenced. You are the storm itself, unrelenting, unstoppable, and destined to rise, sweeping away everything in your path. The flood and the fire, these were their weapons, unleashed in an attempt to drag you down, but instead they only prepared the stage for their own demise. You have risen like a phoenix, and now they are left to contend with the fallout of a conflict they were never equipped to win. The ground they believed would swallow you whole has shifted beneath their feet, and it is they who now plummet into the abyss of their own making. Their ambitions to undermine you have spiraled into their undoing, a stark reminder that their destructive plans could never extinguish your light. They aim to tarnish your name, to corrupt the very essence of who you are with their vile fabrications. With the precision of a snake preparing to strike, they schemed, believing their poison would infiltrate every aspect of your existence. Their hands were quick to drag you into the muck, hoping the grime would cling to you and distort your true self beyond recognition. Yet, what they failed to understand is that the very filth they wielded was never intended for you. Instead, it was a reflection of their own shortcomings. As they attempted to bury you, they only highlighted their own darkness, while you remained untouched, shining brighter than ever. The pit they dug, wide and deep, was never meant to ensnare you. The very earth rejected their attempts to bury your spirit. For you are chosen, and those who are chosen are not easily cast aside. The trap was laid with an overconfidence that belied their own instability, each deceitful whisper and malicious lie acting as a stone thrown into the abyss. With every attempt to drag you down, they filled the pit with the weight of their own bitterness, transforming their weapon into their downfall. In their folly, they only fortified your strength, ensuring that you would rise above the chaos they created. As they sought to shove you down, the very ground beneath them began to shift, undermining their sense of invincibility. In their arrogance, they overlooked the unwavering laws of justice that govern the universe, believing they could manipulate fate to their advantage. Yet, the divine presence observed their scheming hands and mocking hearts, and with a power beyond human understanding, turned their own treachery into a trap of their own making. What they thought would be their victory became the catalyst for their undoing, as the universe conspired against them, weaving their misdeeds into the fabric of their downfall. The mud they crafted in secrecy has morphed into quicksand, slowly dragging them down inch by inch until they are swallowed by the very weight of their own betrayal. They never envisioned the profound strength that resides within you, a power drawn from a source far beyond their comprehension. Blinded by their own malice, their vision was clouded, preventing them from recognizing the divine protection that envelops you like a shield. While they plotted your demise, they unwittingly forged their own shackles, unaware that their efforts would only fortify your resilience and illuminate the path of your ascendance. They believed you were isolated, vulnerable, and an easy target, but you are fortified by unseen hands that are anything but breakable. Their arrows, aimed with malicious intent, shattered midair, dissolving harmlessly before they could ever reach you. The protection surrounding you is not just a shield. It is a formidable force that redirects every blow meant for you. With every attack, it transforms their ambitions into their own undoing, ensuring that those who conspire against you ultimately encounter the consequences of their actions. In their folly, they have become architects of their own downfall, unaware that they are battling against a power far greater than themselves. As they descend into the very mud they crafted, the burden of their schemes drags them deeper into an abyss of darkness that slips beyond their grasp. Each desperate attempt to escape only serves to ensnare them further, twisting their movements into a tighter knot of despair. They once thought they could choreograph your demise, but now they find themselves plummeting into a pit of their own design. The divine hand of justice presses down upon them, forcing them to confront the consequences of their own hatred. The mire they eagerly shaped for your destruction has transformed into their prison, and with every futile struggle, they sink deeper into the very depths they sought to impose upon you. You, however, rise unscathed, a testament to your unwavering resilience and formidable power. Each attempt to drag you down has only highlighted the strength that lies within you. You are chosen, marked by a higher purpose, and no weapon forged against you can succeed. While they flounder in the depths of their own folly, you ascend, not fueled by revenge or hatred, but by the profound truth that what is divinely protected cannot be harmed. Your elevation is a reflection of that sacred shield, shining brightly against the shadows of their malice, proving that love and light ultimately triumph over darkness. The hand that shields you is now the very force that ensnares them, compelling them to confront the harsh truth of their own failures. Their schemes, once crafted with such cunning intent, have turned into the very instruments of their undoing, leaving them adrift in a sea of their own making. As they flounder, they find themselves consumed by the same mud they once stirred, unable to escape the consequences of their actions. In their desperate quest to bring you down, they have only succeeded in digging their own graves, trapped in the web of deception they wove. They believed they understood you, convinced they had accurately measured your strength. Their plans rested on the faulty assumption that you were fragile, easily shattered and vulnerable to the same traps that ensnare the average person. Behind closed doors, they whispered maliciously, weaving complex schemes aimed at dismantling the very foundation of your character. Every move was meticulously planned, every word laced with the venom of their intent. Yet, in their obsessive pursuit to see you crumble, they completely overlooked the depth of your roots. While they plotted your downfall, they failed to recognize that your strength is anchored in a resilience that runs far deeper than they could ever comprehend. You are not one to wither beneath the weight of pressure. You are the storm that flourishes in the face of adversity. Their awakening arrived far too late, as the very mud they had stirred began to rise, encircling their knees and pulling them down. In that moment of realization, they grasped the truth. You were crafted for this battle. Unlike them, you are forged from a substance far more resilient against the harshest trials. They underestimated your strength, believing that a few betrayals and cruel whispers could shatter your spirit. Yet they had no inkling of the immense power that courses through you, a force that transforms challenges into stepping stones and fuels your ascent against all odds. You do not falter, for you were never destined to fall. Their schemes were futile gestures aimed at a power beyond their comprehension, a force they could neither grasp nor control. As they sink deeper into the mire of their own creation, they are confronted with a truth they were desperate to deny. You are untouchable. Every attempt to pull you into their chaos only propels you higher, elevating your spirit while they become ensnared in the very trap they set. You remain steadfast and unyielding, untouched by the filth they tried to smear upon you, a beacon of resilience in a storm of their own making. You rise not due to any outside influence, but because resilience is woven into the very essence of your being. It pulses through your veins, resonates in your heartbeat, and echoes in every breath you take. This strength is not a mere trait. It is the core of your identity, an intrinsic part of who you are. In moments of challenge, when the world tries to weigh you down, that indomitable spirit springs forth, propelling you upward. You embody the unyielding nature of life itself, flourishing even in the harshest conditions, a testament to the strength that lies within you. You do not cower in the face of adversity. Instead, you soar above it, reaching heights they could never fathom. Your strength is a force they could not foresee, for they navigate a world where weakness is preyed upon and deceit is the currency of power. But you are cut from a different fabric, one that remains unyielding against the grasp of their hands. You are divinely protected, not by a mere shield that deflects their blows, but by the profound truth that their actions can never tarnish your essence. With every attempt they make to undermine you, you only rise higher, a radiant testament to the invincible spirit that defines you. You are chosen, and within that chosenness resides a power that renders their weapons completely ineffective. While they thrash about, sinking deeper into the quicksand of their own design, you ascend effortlessly. Their lies, their schemes, and their futile attempts to drag you down disintegrate like sand beneath your feet. You forge ahead with the lightness of one unencumbered by their spite, for their actions ultimately possess no sway over your spirit. You rise, a beacon of strength and resilience, untouched by their malice, and with each step, you leave behind the remnants of their failed plots, stepping boldly into the brilliance of your destiny. In their relentless pursuit to undermine you, they only accelerate their own demise. The very mud they stirred has morphed into a prison, ensnaring them in the consequences of their actions while you remain untouched, standing taller and shining brighter. Unshaken by their attempts to drag you down, they are finally confronted with the truth they once denied. You were never destined to falter. You were always meant to rise, and rise you shall, embodying the essence of the untouchable and unstoppable. Chosen for greatness, you forge ahead with unwavering determination, a testament to the strength that resides within you. They believed they could return as if the destruction they unleashed could be erased with a few insincere words. Now, as they sink deeper into the ruins of their own making, desperation claws at them, their faces etched with regret. Yet this regret is not born from a sense of remorse for the pain they've inflicted. Rather, they seek you out, because the very walls they constructed to confine you have instead caved in around them. They are now confronted with the heavy burden of the consequences they stirred. But it is not genuine repentance that drives them back towards you. Instead, it is the paralyzing fear of being engulfed by the chaos they wrought, a realization that the only way out may be through the very person they once sought to undermine. They are not on a quest for forgiveness. Rather, they are desperately seeking a way out. You see through their facade, recognizing the emptiness in their apologies and the insincerity behind their forced smiles. As their hands stretch out toward you, it's not a gesture of reconciliation, it's a plea to rescue themselves from the pit they've dug. You can sense the weight of their desperation, a frantic attempt to claw their way back to safety, even if it means using you as a stepping stone. But you remain steadfast, aware that their intentions are rooted in self-preservation, not genuine remorse, and you refuse to become a lifeline for their recklessness. They do not desire your forgiveness. What they truly yearn for is your strength. They covet the stability that envelops you, the peace they once tried to dismantle. Now they gaze at you with an expectation that you owe them some form of salvation, as if your light is the sole barrier against the shadows that now pursue them. Yet you owe them nothing. They relinquished their claim to your space the moment they chose to undermine it. You are not obligated to shield them from the consequences of their actions, nor to provide refuge from the darkness they brought upon themselves. Instead, you stand firm, a reminder that true strength is not given, but earned through respect and integrity. The door they once attempted to kick down is now firmly sealed, and you have no inclination to reopen it. Their regret is merely a disguise, a thin veil draped over their true intentions of self-preservation rather than genuine reconciliation. As you stand tall, it is your responsibility to safeguard the peace you have painstakingly built from the ground up, the very peace they once sought to shatter. You have forged a sanctuary from the chaos they created, and now it is your duty to protect it fiercely, ensuring that their attempts to disrupt your harmony are met with resolute strength. Your boundaries are a testament to your growth, a clear signal that you will not allow past betrayals to define your present or future. Allow them to confront the fallout of their choices. Let them stand solitary amid the wreckage of their own deceit. You are no longer their safety net, and there is undeniable strength in your decision to move forward, resolutely refusing to be pulled back into their chaos. You have ascended untouched by their attempts to drag you down, and now you embrace the freedom that comes with leaving their turmoil behind. Each step away from their ruins is a testament to your resilience, a declaration that you are committed to a life defined by your own choices and peace, not by the shadows of those who sought to undermine you. You have crafted something sacred from the very rubble they attempted to abandon, and now you stand firm and resolute, acutely aware of the price of allowing them back into your life. The door is firmly shut, and it will remain so as you have transcended the grasp of their toxic influence, leaving behind the drama they desperately wish to reignite. Each moment spent in your newfound sanctuary reinforces your strength, a reminder that you have chosen a path of growth and healing. Their regret holds no power over you. You have embraced your journey, and in doing so, have fortified the walls around your peace, ensuring that no one can breach the sanctuary you've built. Whether their remorse is genuine or merely another tactic to manipulate you is irrelevant. Your attention has shifted entirely away from them. You now concentrate on the vibrant life you've cultivated in their absence and the resilience you've built in the wake of their betrayal. You stand vigilant over your peace, knowing it is yours to safeguard. They may plead and knock, hoping to regain entry into a space they once tried to undermine, but the door remains firmly shut. You have learned the value of boundaries, and with each passing day, you reinforce the walls that protect your hard-earned serenity, knowing that true strength lies in the decision to prioritize your well-being. What they crave now is not your forgiveness, but rather a reprieve from the consequences they have brought upon themselves. You, having risen above their schemes, will not be the one to grant them that escape. It is time for them to face the fallout of their actions, and you feel no obligation to be their savior, now or ever. Your journey moves forward, unencumbered by the weight of their past manipulations, and they no longer have a place within it. Each step you take is a testament to your growth, a declaration that you will no longer allow their chaos to interfere with the life you are building, one rooted in strength and self-determination. They believe their plans were cloaked in secrecy, their malice concealed from view as they moved stealthily, weaving their intentions with meticulous precision. They thought they could outmaneuver you without repercussions, unaware that their actions were not as discreet as they imagined. What they failed to grasp is that nothing escapes the gaze of the divine. Every betrayal, every whispered deceit, and every scheme hatched in the shadows was witnessed by the one who wields power over all. Their misguided confidence has only paved the way for their reckoning as the truth eventually unfurls, exposing their hidden agendas to the light they sought to evade. They thought they could dismantle your spirit, believing their actions would remain unnoticed and unchallenged. Yet, in their arrogance, they overlooked a crucial truth. Your life is not a pawn in their game. You are shielded by a force far beyond their comprehension, a protective energy that renders their malicious intentions powerless. What they plotted for your harm was already anticipated, and their schemes were fated to unravel before they even had a chance to take shape. In their misguided confidence, they believed they held the upper hand, but it was their hands that were bound, ensnared by the very divine protection that surrounds you, rendering their efforts futile. With each malicious attempt to harm you, God transformed their efforts into a source of empowerment, fortifying you in ways they could never foresee. Where they aimed to shatter your spirit, you emerged more resilient, piecing together a stronger version of yourself with each setback. The harder they pushed, the higher you rose, for you were never relying solely on your own strength. You were cradled by divine guidance. God's hand was always there, shielding you and equipping you for something far greater than their transient attacks, crafting a purpose that far surpasses their fleeting malice. In their misguided quest to diminish you, they only fueled your ascent toward a destiny they could never comprehend. While they immersed themselves in their scheming, God was ever watchful, attentively recording each move they made and every word they uttered. Their intentions were not as secret as they believed. Each whisper of malice fell upon divine ears, and the very fabric of their plots unraveled before their eyes. Their inevitable failure stemmed from a profound misunderstanding of the force they were challenging. They were not merely contending with you, they were confronting the one who stands as your protector. As they wove their intricate webs of deceit, they failed to comprehend that their actions would only serve to amplify the strength of your divine shield, ultimately sealing their fate. What they believed would spell your demise instead turned into their own snare, ensnaring them in the very chaos they orchestrated. The weapons they meticulously crafted to harm you shattered before they could ever land a blow. Each attempt to undermine your spirit was skillfully repurposed by God, transforming their aggression into invaluable lessons, trials that fortified your resolve, and blessings that illuminated your path. With every misguided effort, they unwittingly contributed to your growth, fortifying your strength and deepening your understanding of your own resilience, all while sealing their fate in the process. In their desperation, they find themselves lost, grappling with the enigma of your resilience as every attempt to undermine you only fuels your ascent. Oblivious to the divine protection surrounding you, they approach with feigned humility, offering empty apologies veiled in ulterior motives. Yet you remain resolute, acutely aware that their past actions reveal their true character. God, in His wisdom, severed the ties that once bound you, safeguarding your spirit from further harm. To entertain their return would be to dismantle the sanctuary of peace you've painstakingly crafted, a space where chaos has no place and your strength can flourish unencumbered. Your transformation blossomed from the courage to step away, to embrace the divine plan that has been shaping your journey all along. Reopening the doors to those who once sought to undermine you would mean unraveling the beauty of what God has meticulously crafted within you. Trust in that divine guidance, for every challenge faced and every connection severed served to elevate you to your rightful place. You are not indebted to those who failed to see your worth. Their presence was a lesson, not a necessity. By honoring your growth and the protective hand that has guided you, you reaffirm your commitment to a future that shines brightly, unclouded by their shadows. The serenity you now embrace and the resilience you've cultivated were forged in the quiet space they vacated, a sanctuary untouched by their chaos. Continue to forge ahead, for your journey is illuminated by a light far more potent than their negativity. Let them remain on the periphery, knocking at doors that have been permanently sealed shut. Your destiny unfolds before you, untouched by the shadows of your past. Having traversed through the flames and weathered the fiercest storms they unleashed, you now stand in a realm of clarity and strength that transcends their understanding. Your unwavering spirit is a testament to the power that resides within, guiding you toward a future filled with limitless possibilities. With each stride, you venture deeper into new beginnings, distancing yourself from the remnants of their chaos. Yet, the echoes of the past may attempt to lure you back, whispering false promises of resolution and peace. Those familiar voices, once a chorus of doubt, may resurface, cloaked in the guise of understanding. Remember this: the landscape you've left behind holds nothing but shadows and regrets. Embrace the light of your present and the promise of your future, for that is where your true power lies. Every moment forward is a testament to your resilience, and you owe no allegiance to the past that tried to confine you. The pages of your past, once filled with anguish and turmoil, are now firmly shut, safeguarding the peace you fought so hard to cultivate. To revisit those chapters would be to awaken the specters of pain that no longer belong in your story. You owe nothing to the shadows of yesterday. They remain ensnared in the very mess they created, their struggles deepening with each poor decision. Their fate is sealed by the chains they crafted through their own actions, and it is not your burden to bear. You've emerged from the depths, and your journey forward is yours alone. No looking back, no rescuing those who chose their own path to destruction. The mire that once loomed ominously, ready to engulf you, has lost its grip, receding far beneath your feet as you ascend to higher ground. You've moved beyond its reach, leaving it as a distant memory that holds no sway over your present. To glance back now would only serve to drag you into a realm you've already outgrown, a realm where doubt and despair once thrived. You have risen stronger and wiser, and the journey ahead beckons with promise. Embrace the path that lies before you, for you have transcended the shadows that once sought to define you. Your gaze is firmly fixed on the horizon, where endless possibilities await, leaving behind the remnants of what has faded away. You possess a strength and resilience that elude their comprehension, a force that not only survived their attempts to undermine you, but has flourished in their wake. They were never capable of breaking you, and their influence holds no power over you now. You are destined for greatness, chosen for a purpose that transcends their petty machinations. As you forge ahead, your spirit remains unyielding, illuminated by the brilliance of your own potential, unhindered by those who tried to confine you. They underestimated the power of your spirit, believing their shadows could snuff out your brilliance. Yet in their misguided efforts to extinguish your light, they ignited an inferno of resilience within you, fierce and radiant. You march forward, carrying that flame like a beacon, illuminating your journey and casting away the darkness they once thought would confine you. Each step you take sends ripples of energy that dazzle those who dared to challenge you, leaving them lost in their own obscurity. In this new realm of strength and clarity, you stand tall and proud, a force that exists far beyond their grasp, untouchable and unstoppable. As you forge ahead, remain anchored in the essence of your true self, trusting the divine design that has illuminated your journey from the very start. Every challenge you faced, every moment of betrayal, has only served to refine you, preparing you for the triumph that is your birthright. The road ahead is illuminated by the wisdom and resilience you've cultivated through adversity, free from the shadows of past wounds. Let no voice of doubt or regret sway you from this course, for the echoes of those who sought to undermine you hold no sway over your present or future. You are liberated from their grasp, and your destiny awaits, bright and unyielding. Victory flows through your veins, a fundamental part of who you are, unyielding and resolute. You are the embodiment of resilience, rising above the chaos that surrounds you as the world behind you fades into oblivion. Embrace this truth with unwavering confidence. Each step you take is a testament to your strength and determination. Trust in the journey that has brought you here, for every twist and turn has shaped you into the powerful force you are today. You stand not just in the light of triumph, but in the knowledge that you are precisely where you are meant to be, ready to seize the boundless possibilities ahead. Forge ahead without hesitation. The past is no longer your concern, for the future is yours to shape. Each trial you faced, designed to shatter your spirit, has instead fueled the flames of your determination, transforming you into an indomitable force. Those who attempted to tarnish your reputation were blind to your true essence, failing to see that you are crafted from strength and purpose far beyond their understanding. Their efforts to undermine you have only illuminated your tenacity, and now you rise not just unbroken but triumphant, ready to embrace the vast possibilities that lie ahead. The burdens of their malice have vanished, leaving only the dust of their failed intentions behind you as you soar to new heights. Each chapter of your story is a testament to the resilience that flows through you, a beacon of strength that defies their attempts to diminish you. You are not defined by their schemes, but rather by the courage that has propelled you upward, unyielding and invincible. Your spirit radiates purpose, wrapped in the embrace of divine protection, transforming their negativity into the very fuel that powers your journey. Now, with clarity and conviction, you move forward, ready to claim the destiny that awaits. You have cultivated peace and harnessed power, rightfully claimed through your unwavering perseverance. With the past now firmly behind you, a sense of freedom envelops your spirit, urging you to share the journey that shaped you. Have you confronted those who wish to diminish your light, only to emerge with newfound strength? Share your story, allowing those who have traveled similar paths to find comfort in your experience. Together, we can forge an unbreakable alliance, rising triumphantly above the muck that once threatened to ensnare us, illuminating the way for others seeking their own liberation.